At IKEA, your dreams can come true. Well, maybe not the ones where you're being chased by a monster. We're talking about kitchen dreams. And there are IKEA products and solutions for all of them. Whether it's a whole new kitchen, a statement glassware set, or just new cutlery. If you got big dreams or small dreams in any size of budget, IKEA can help you bring them to life. Visit IKEA.us/dreamkitchen to learn more. Dream the possibilities.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kan du norsk?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And tonight on the Rita Cosby Show, the media in denial. As we are talking about Zoran Mandani, listen to this exchange. I had to play this for you. My friend Brianna Lyman, she is a conservative pundit on a whole bunch of different shows. And she was on CNN. And she started talking about how Zoran Mandani, and he has said, the means of production, which is like a Karl Marx line. Like Bill O'Reilly was saying that Zoran Mandani might be sitting on Santa's lap saying, I'd like a Karl Marx book. I mean, it's not just out of nowhere. He has made these comments before and repeated and been a part of groups that have also repeated it. But listen to, boy, they went crazy on CNN when Brianna Lyman brought this up and then said, no, you are not correct. Nice little sweet Zoran Mandani has never talked about seizing the means of production, about taking over private property. Yes, he has. Listen to this.
Zoran Mandani's principles are fundamentally hostile to the founding principles. His idea that we should confiscate property. John Locke, the founders, they were very clear that property rights.
Has he ever talked to
founding.
He's never said anything about confiscation.
He said he wants to take luxury
two debates that have interviewed him half a dozen times.
Then you would know that he said that.
There's no confiscation.
Then you would know that he said that he said
Can I just say,
luxury condos should be taken if they're not in use?
This is a perfect example. The MAGA media ecosystem has made Zoran seem like this extreme jihadist. And listen, some of his ideas.
The legislation he supports in the council will force.
Oh, yeah. What are you talking about? Yes, he has. He has absolutely said those things. And speaking of alternate universe, I had to play this for you guys. Eric Swalwell, the famous guy who definitely has Trump derangement syndrome. Remember, he's the one who was close to Fang Fang, the Chinese spy. And he's also the one who was on the January 6th committee. Well, he had this brilliant idea of how to vote. How is this for voter integrity, guys?
I want us to be able to vote by phone. I think every Californian vote by phone. Yeah, if we can do our taxes, do our make our healthcare appointments, make essentially do your banking online, you should be able to vote by phone. Make it safe, make it secure, but it's actually already happening all over the United States. I want us to be a blue state that doesn't do just a little bit better than like Georgia or Alabama when it comes to like voting access. I want us to max out democracy. Also, as it relates to democracy, if you wait in line for 30 minutes or more, if you do want to vote in person, I think you should fine every county for every minute that a person has to wait longer. We have to be better, not just a little bit better than the other states. The DMV. I don't think Californians should have to go in person to the DMV anymore. I think we can do that virtually. I think you can have the DMV employees do it virtually, but that's a lot of real estate.
Is that the most popular position?
Digitize the DMV. Digitize the DMV.
Today, yeah.
We can modernize the state, and I look forward to bringing these ideas to Californians.
That's amazing. Talk about how are you going to get voter integrity that way? Through the phone? Oh, yeah, you don't even have to show up. You don't even have to bring a fake ID. And remember, most states, you don't even have to show ID. And now we're going to make it even easier. We're just going to text you. I'm sure that that's not a problem, right? I'm sure we can trust every single person who replies by text. And I'm sure there's no way to hack that or anything like that. This guy is really stupid. 1-800-848-9222, 848-9222. Let's go to Sandy in New Jersey. Go ahead, Sandy.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What do you think?
That's not why I called. So I'll make my point after, but I agree with
Sandy, we're losing you. We're losing you. But go ahead. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Go ahead.
Okay, I agree with what you were saying about Trump. First of all, he's a very good businessman, and he knows when to use his charm and when not to. And I think that what he was doing with Mandani was really just, I agree with you 100%. He was just making sure that he was on, I wouldn't say the good side, but that the world sees, so that when he messes up, because he will, Trump can say, I tried. But that's not why I called. The reason I called is I am no Mandani fan, far from it. But at the same time, we always talk about how we do not want our politicians to flip-flop. And he's not a real politician, and he's not flip-flopping. So is it bad that we're criticizing him now for not changing his opinion on Trump?
No, I'm. By the way, that's an interesting point you're bringing up. You're right. He is sticking to his guns. I'll give him that credit. On the other hand, he also was begging. See, I think he is being more of a politician than you believe, because if he really thought Trump was this horrible fascist who's a threat to democracy, which is what he says he is, that's what Mandani is claiming still, the sort of old, tired attacks. Why would you be begging to meet him at the White House? And why would you be, when he was there, he was coddling him, and he was being, and look, Trump was being very nice to him too. But I'm just saying, he's the one who's coming out and saying Trump's a fascist, he's a threat to America, he's this or that. But when he's in front of him, he couldn't wait to be in front of him and have that moment in the sun and be there at the White House. Like, if you really thought if somebody said to me that person's a threat to America, I wouldn't be acting all chummy with them. I don't think I'd be begging for a White House meeting with a fascist. I'd say I don't need to go visit the fascists. So how can you say he's really sticking to his guns when in front of Trump, and even prior to that, he was the one begging for the meeting?
Well, then let me ask a question. If Trump were to be asked if he thought that Mandani is still a commie, which he is, would Trump say no because I met him and now I think he's a great guy and he can really do well for New York if he puts his mind to it, so he's not a communist? I don't think Trump would do that, because I really believe that, and I believe that Trump believes that he's a communist.
By the way, I do.
Either.
I agree, but Trump wasn't the one who was begging for the meeting. It was Mandani who was begging for the meeting, and Trump, just as a courtesy, said, "I'm going to meet with." And look, it's not like this is the first rogue individual that Trump has met with, Sandy. Remember, he met with Kim Jong-un, he met with Putin. He's met a lot of bad characters. So I'm not saying, I'm not saying Mandani's in that league, but I am saying I believe a lot of his positions are a clear and present danger to New York and to America. I've said that, and I stand by that. And so, so I think Trump, as the president, he sort of feels like I can meet with anybody. No big deal. Even somebody I completely disagree with. And I think he still disagrees with all of his policies, but he wasn't the one begging for the meeting. That's the point. And it was clearly Mandani who said, I'm going to, Trump-proof New York. I'm going to be Trump's worst nightmare. Turn the volume up. I'm just saying all these different things. So all these things, he wrote on that, but then yet, oh, Mr. President, can I come meet with you? Oh, it was so wonderful meeting him. I still think he's a fascist, but it was wonderful. If you really believe this guy was so horrible, you wouldn't want to even be near his White House. If somebody said, I'm waiting for him to call him a Nazi because he's called him everything else, and the old standard playbook. And yet he couldn't wait to meet him, and he seemed awfully gleeful that he was invited to the Oval Office. So I don't know. I'm still not. There's a lot of things about Mandani that we still have to be seen, as you say in the business there. Sandy, thank you. Really interesting points. Great call. Let's go to Robert in Brooklyn on line 1. Robert, your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you for taking my call. First of all, I just wanted to mention, that Leo Terrell, he mentioned it was around Friday, Holocaust survivor Joseph Alexander. He celebrated his 103rd birthday, and he was born in 1922 in Poland, and he survived 12 different concentration camps. And so I was just hoping, Rita, maybe you could interview Joseph Alexander. He turned 103 years old.
Oh, how beautiful. And obviously in German-occupied Poland that he survived all that. Wow.
Yeah, he was born in 1922 in Kowal, Poland, and I figured it'd be great if you could interview him. Now, getting
Thank
on
you. By the way, beautiful, because you know how much respect I have for those Holocaust survivors and what they endured, and that's why we fight the fight to this day. Never again. I agree, Robert. Beautiful. Thank you for telling me about him.
Just to get please, because he's 103. Now, Rita, the Trump Mandani thing. Now, if I had my way, he would have been interrogated by Kash Patel, and then you
would have sent him to Guantanamo. You would have waterboarded him.
I would have had him deported. I would have had him deported so fast that Judge Boasberg couldn't issue an order to bring him back. Okay,
wow, that's how fast. Because that's fast.
But anyway, the thing was, in the meeting itself, one thing distressed me. Towards the end, the reporter asked, at least Stefanik had referred to him as a jihadi. And so Trump says, well, no, I don't think he's a jihadi. And, at least Stefanik is campaigning and all that. Now, look, I don't think that was appropriate. What he could have said was, if I was there, I would have said either no comment, or I would have said, we had a couple of congressmen, Randy Fine and Ogle, who referred him for investigation. So I can't answer that question, given that it's currently under investigation. But I don't like how he said that he's not a jihadi and that he sort of threw Elise Stefanik under the bus. Now, I'm not even necessarily supporting Elise Stefanik, but that's one thing. Now, another thing is an executive order. I was looking so forward about the executive order against the Muslim Brotherhood, and then I learned when looking at it online, all it is he's asking Rubio and the Secretary of State and Treasury to investigate which chapters of the Muslim Brotherhood should be designated a terrorist organization. I don't know why he's dragging his feet. Governor Abbott, like last week, designated the CARE and the Muslim Brotherhood as terrorist organizations, international criminal organizations. Now, and the other thing is all these executive orders that Trump has done, many of them are good. Where is the Congress to codify his executive order? Because sooner or later, they're not going to have the House, the Senate, and the presidency, God forbid, and these things should be codified. Shame on them. I know Nancy Mace proposed the Muslim Brotherhood, making them into a terrorist organization, and also I think Ted Cruz, but nothing seems to get done with this Republican Congress. They can't even approve any of his. They don't give him any recess appointments. It's unheard of.
But hang on, and Robert, you brought up some great points there. I just want to say one of the things, and I agree with you that Congress needs to start doing its job, because you're right. You don't know what's going to happen in the midterms. And I'm saying just anybody doesn't know what's going to happen. The president doesn't know what's going to happen. And typically, the power, of the White House, it's the opposite party that usually gains seats in the midterm. In other words, that could show that the Democrats may gain seats. The question is, do they gain seats? Do they gain enough seats to change the House? Do they gain enough seats to change the Senate? And if they do either, day one, especially in the House, which is where impeachment starts. What's his name? The cane wagger, he's already Al Green, not like the singer, but Al Green. He is the guy who's been waving the cane, remember, during the, Trump State of the Union. And he's already said that he's going to go for impeachment. He's already saying that right now. So I agree with you. They have to do these things to codify. So it's not like on day one, which is what Biden did after Trump's first term. Remember the first day? He undid like so many different things. So you're right. Trump has to obviously initiate a lot of these things, but Congress needs to solidify it and codify it. You are 100% correct. And they need to do their job and back this president. So it's not just something that the next president can do with the flip of a script and change it. And they have a narrow window, just as you said, because if they lose the House and the Senate, or even lose one of them, as we've already seen, the Democrats stick together pretty much, almost unilaterally, especially on certain things. And so if that's the case, they are not going, none of this is going to get codified. They're going to be nope, which is why everybody, you got to think when you get out and vote in the midterms, it will be obstruction. It will be block. Every single move the president makes, even if it's something that's great for the country. If it has anything that has to do with the Republicans or Trump, it's going to be a big, hard no from the Democrats. And that's why if you want gridlock, vote for the Democrats. If you want success and you want some actions, vote for the Republicans and vote for President Trump with what he's doing, his agenda. 1-800-848-9222. And we will continue after the break.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This shrimp and coconut sauce is divine. What's your secret?
Goya coconut milk.
How does it taste so good?
It's all in that real coconut flavor and that rich, creamy texture.
What about thickeners and added sugars?
None. Just smooth, coconutty goodness.
What can I make with it?
From curries to sweet treats like coconut flan, the possibilities are endless.
Goya coconut milk. Take your cooking to the next level. No question about it. Find it in the Goya section of your local grocery store. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
And now a message from McAfee.
Your package couldn't be delivered.
You owe thousands in unpaid tolls.
You want a free gift.
If texts like these sound familiar, McAfee can help. McAfee automatically identifies text and email scams as well as AI-generated audio to help you stay safe. If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
Grabbing the holidays by the boughs with Duluth. Step 1. Hire a mall Santa to handle snow removal.
Ho, ho, ho! My sciatica.
Step 2. Hit Duluth Trading and load up on fire hose pants, buck naked underwear, pocket pack bibs, free swinging flannel, and all kinds of ingenious gear you won't find anywhere else. Grab the holidays by the boughs and shop Duluth Trading. Online and in store.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Jay Kelly, the new film from Academy Award nominee Noah Baumbach. George Clooney stars as an actor confronting his past and present on a journey of self-discovery, alongside Adam Sandler as his devoted manager. Critics are calling it a declaration of love to the chaotic art of filmmaking, with the Wall Street Journal praising it as a transcendent comedy drama. Jay Kelly is now playing in select theaters and on Netflix December 5th.
This is the Rita Cosby Show.
Well, Trump and Mandani clearly are on different pages, especially when it comes to police. Here's a classic Zoran Mandani defund the police line back from 2021.
About defund the NYPD, the entirety of the push is defund the NYPD and refund all of these different social services and things that actually create safety.
Now changing his tune, claiming he doesn't want to defund the police.
I've been very clear about my view of public safety and the critical role that police have in creating that. The vision that we've put forward in this campaign, despite what others may say, is not to defund the police. It is, in fact, to allow those officers to respond to these serious crimes that many of them signed up to address.
Sure sounds like he's all over the place, but if he hasn't changed his mind, that means he still supports defunding the police, even though he won't really say it. He's moving different units. He is doing a whole bunch of different things that certainly change the dynamics. And by the way, there are a number of reports out tonight, too, where Trump is believing that he has the upper hand in that budding relationship with Mandani. And to know why, just follow the money. In other words, he knows that he has control of the purse strings for New York. Mandani knows it, too. And he's still calling him a fascist, but he met with that fascist and he was begging for a meeting with that fascist. So what does that tell you? 1-800-848-9222. Let's go to Max real quick in Manhattan, line 4.
Rita, thank you for taking my call. The mere fact that Trump declared or is trying to declare different sectors of Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist organization shows on the second day after his interview with Mamdani that he has a plan B.
That's an interesting point. You're right. That he's sending a message. Look, some of these people that you hang out with, we're keeping an eye on. He might squeeze them in a whole bunch of different financial directions.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why wait for Black Friday? Blink Friday starts now with up to 65% off Blink Smart Security. Check on your pets all season long with new Blink Mini 2K Plus plug-in cameras. See your gifts arrive in head-to-toe view with Blink Video Doorbell. Ready to use right out of the box. Just unwrap Blink and go. Pet setters to busy families. Blink Friday deals have your holidays covered. Tap the banner to save now.
Say hello to the all-new Alexa Plus and see how Alexa can do so much more for you. Need tickets to see your favorite artist? Craving your comfort restaurant? Just sit back, relax, and talk naturally. Alexa's on it. It learns your style, anticipates what's next, and makes it happen across Echo, Fire TV, and more. Learn more at Amazon.com/new Alexa.
Hi, I'm here to pick up my son Milo. There's no Milo here.
Who picked up my son from school?
Streaming only on Peacock.
I'm gonna need the name of everyone that could have a connection.
You don't understand. It was just the 5 of us.
So this was all planned. What are you gonna do? I will do whatever it takes
to get my son back.
I honestly didn't see this coming. These nice people killing each other.
All Her Fault. A new series streaming now only on Peacock.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... there, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Rita Cosby is on.
Well, everybody, boy, we're getting into the holiday season. This year just like flew by. Of course, we've got Thanksgiving this week. And this holiday season, help the Red Apple audio networks feed those in need. Go to redappleaudionetwork.com/turkey and join Red Apple Audio Network's AARP New York City, the Police Athletic League, Gristedes and D'Agostino supermarkets, and nationwide imaging services as we all deliver holiday meals to more than 5,000 families across the city. What a great way to spend and share the holidays and to give back. So simply go to redappleaudionetwork.com/turkey. That is redappleaudionetwork.com/turkey. And whatever you can do to make such a difference and help those less fortunate this holiday season, boy, that is what it is all about. Well, James Comey, he got some good news today, but it may be short-lived. And that is because just a little bit ago, a rogue federal judge, Clinton appointed, surprise, 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 just like some of those we were talking about, Judge Boasberg earlier, remember, who stopped the the deportation of some pretty bad folks. Well, now another judge is stepping in yet again on another case, And this judge is saying that the U.S. attorney, that the individual who was indicting and went after and presented the case before the grand jury of James Comey, the former FBI director, and also of the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, well, they're saying, this judge, that individual, Lindsay Halligan, saying that she was not technically qualified to do so because she was interim. And so it's a legal issue. It's a legal argument. A lot of people say that judge made an improper ruling. But James Comey couldn't wait to come out and say, boy, oh boy, he says he's celebrating already. Take a listen to what James Comey said. He put out this long video, and here's a little clip of it.
I'm grateful that the court ended the case against me, which was a prosecution based on malevolence and incompetence, and a reflection of what the Department of Justice has become under Donald Trump, which is heartbreaking. But I was also inspired by the example of the career people who refused to be part of this travesty. It cost some of them their jobs, which is painful, but it preserved their integrity, which is beyond price. And I know they will serve again. I was very lucky that some of the best lawyers in America stepped forward to represent me. I hope they serve as an example to more and more lawyers, especially at some of the big firms, to participate in protecting our liberty, protecting the rule of law. And my family and friends were always with me, and luckily for me, include some of those great lawyers. This case mattered to me personally, obviously, but it matters most because a message has to be sent that the President of the United States cannot use the Department of Justice to target his political enemies. I don't care what your politics are, you have to see that as fundamentally un-American and a threat to the rule of law that keeps all of us free. I know that Donald Trump will probably come after me again, and my attitude is going to be the same. I'm innocent, I am not afraid, and I believe in an independent federal judiciary, the gift from our founders that protects us from a would-be tyrant. When I was a kid, my parents would wake us up for school every morning by snapping open the shades and saying, "Time to rise and shine and show the world what you're made of." Well, it's that time, America. It's time to stand up and show the fools who would frighten us, who would divide us, that we're made of stronger stuff, that we believe in the rule of law, that we believe in the importance of doing things by the law. So stand tall, shine, and keep the faith.
That guy's incredible, that he actually is saying he believes in an independent federal judiciary from the guy who was part of the Russia hoax. Are you kidding me? And the allegation is, of course, that he wasn't candid before Congress and that he leaked information related to it. This is a guy who wants us all to believe that he stumbled on a beach and had seashells saying 8647, and then remember a few months before stumbled on shells again that said vote for Kamala Harris. Remember? God, he has like the most interesting artwork on a beach that I've ever heard of. And he just happens to stumble upon it. He's not political, right? I mean, this is such hogwash. But here is Caroline Leavitt at the White House saying they will appeal this decision. And don't celebrate too soon, Comey, because the case may be coming back.
What's White House response to that? And what can we expect will happen next, Caroline?
Well, what I will say is that everybody knows that James Comey lied to Congress. It's as clear as day. And this judge took an unprecedented action to throw these cases out to shield James Comey and Letitia James from accountability based on a technical ruling. And the administration disagrees with that technical ruling. We believe the attorney in this case, Lindsay Halligan, is not only extremely qualified for this position, but she was, in fact, legally appointed. And I know the Department of Justice will be appealing this in very short order. So maybe James Comey should pump the brakes on his victory lap.
All right. Well,
sounds like good advice. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. And this is the Rita Cosby Show. Let's go to Christine on line 2. Go ahead, Christine.
Hi, Rita. You know, after that seemed like dog and pony show we saw Friday, it just makes me wonder, the Super Bowl is going to be held on February 8th. I don't think we'll get to that before there's going to be a big outburst between Mandani and Trump. The way this was going today. And,
hey, that's a good. By the way, I think it's going to happen. I agree with you before the Super Bowl, because remember he comes in on January 1st. So I think, Christine, I think you're giving him too much credit. I think it's going to happen. I'm predicting sometime in January, early January. What do you think?
Hey, I wouldn't be shocked. Rita, you've been good about asking me like stuff in that life, but I have an update kind of politically here.
Sure.
About me, but I'll tell you, I got banned from an LGBT church Thursday night when I went to the Transgender Day of Remembrance Vigil.
Why did you get banned?
Okay, this church is called the Metropolitan Community Church in Hartford. They were featured part of a Project Veritas video series called Without Consent, where two transgender men in Connecticut were caught transitioning a kid without parental knowledge and consent.
Oh, wow.
And I reached out to Project Veritas. I said I knew both people well, and I've been to that church, and they've asked me to make So when there was an investigation called, the Attorney General, William Tong of Connecticut, refused to investigate this because it's, quote, policy of our office not to follow through on allegations based on Project Veritas allegations. And that video statement from Project Veritas was released Monday, even though this was in the summer, probably because it was Trans Awareness Week. So a morning drive show played, talked about it, and brought my name up and thanked me for bringing this up. And I shared that Facebook feed, and some of the church board members were on that.
So they saw it.
They called me in, and I said, you know what? And I videotaped my phone the moment when they were going to ban me, and I said, you know what? The bottom line is a child was transitioned without parental knowledge and consent, and they were blaming me for causing damage to the church.
That's amazing. So let me ask you, because first of all, bravo for speaking out, because that is so troubling that they were planning. Did they were involved in the transition, or did it happen, or did it not happen? But regardless, you were speaking out, obviously, because to me, without the knowledge of the parents, that's deeply troubling. I applaud you for speaking out. They didn't like that you blew the whistle on, it sounds to me, some very questionable activity. So bravo to you. So now, what do you have recourse? You should have some recourse, because first of all, you shouldn't be banned. And second of all, bravo for you for speaking out, and you should be applauded and recognized for doing that and having the courage to do that, as opposed to being banned for it. Have you talked to any groups or anybody or anybody to represent you, just to see what could be the recourse now?
No, I'm going to send it to some other state legislatures. I know about this. And I sent the video to some other people in the media, including my contact at Project Veritas, who he was surprised by what he saw. I took like a 1-minute video. The fact they blame me when I don't really have the big social media thing.
It sounds to me, Christine, it sounds to me like they're just blaming anybody who played a role in exposing some of this very troubling behavior. So that's why this is, first of all, bravo to you for having the courage to do it. And you keep up the good fight. And you should be talking to some of these other groups that protect whistleblowers, because that is an important thing. And you should be absolutely protected from that. And they should be looking at what maybe they were engaged in, what you're telling me. They should be looking at what they were engaged in versus going after you. But sometimes when people do bad things, that's what they do. They try to point the finger at others. But Christine, definitely keep me posted, because this is troubling. And I applaud you for helping our kids. I mean, transitioning a minor without parental knowledge and sneaking, if that's indeed what happened, this is scary. That is really scary stuff. And you think about the damage that it does to young people, especially later on in their lives. You know better than anybody, as we've talked. I know you're You are trans. I know you've come out and talked about it. What does that do to somebody, Christine? What does that do to a young person?
A young person, the problem is too many young kids don't know what they want in life. I've always stressed that you need to confirm that one has a gender dysphoria diagnosis when the system lately, they too want to affirm it. This is leading kids down anyone down a dangerous path. I had a family, I had a relative come over to the house a couple of weeks ago and asked me if they were trans. And this one was in her 30s, and she's a bit on the spectrum. And it only took me one question to her, and I figured out, no, you're not trans. She wants to be a tomboy. So one problem solved, but there's a lot of red flags. You have to make sure everything, medical transition, Rita, is the very last step. You have to, it can help, help. If you're really dysphoric, it will help you, but you have to be sure. And the problem is the Democrat Party has politicized it and took away, they've minimized the medical because it's a medical disorder, and they minimized that and politicized everything.
And they've minimized also parents' role, and especially when you're coming with minors, parents absolutely have a right to know. That's my feeling 100% in this issue. Christine, thank you. It's a really, really important topic. And you being a trans woman, I think it is such an important message to share from your experience. Thank you for calling so much. Let's go to Angela in Long Island, line 4. Go ahead, Angela.
Oh, my God, Rita. I have been trying to call you for days. I could never get through to you.
Well, you know what it means? This is your lucky night. That's what that means.
Exactly. Now, my mind is all over the place because we were talking about Mandani and Trump, and now you just get off the phone with someone with transgender.
So we throw a lot of topics out here. You will never be bored listening to this show, Angela. That's the affirmation here.
For sure, Reed. I love you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now we know Trump. I'm a Trump lover. I voted for Trump. Okay. The art of the deal. What he's doing with Mandani is playing the art of the deal. And everybody in New York, I'm on Long Island. I couldn't vote in Manhattan. That's what he's doing. Do you understand? You capiche?
Yeah, I capiche. I got your lingo there. I capiche.
That's what he's doing. So he's laying out, like when you go fishing. Okay, go ahead. You go fish, and I'll reel you in. Mandani, I was so scared when he got voted in, but now I have comfort.
Why do you have comfort? Capiche? Why do you have comfort?
Because he's not going to be able to do anything because Trump, our president, is not going to let him because he's not going to let Manhattan get destroyed.
Yeah, by the way, that's a great way to look at it. Angela, I capiche you. I totally do on that one because I agree. Trump has got New York's back. He's watching it, and that should give everybody a bit of comfort. Angela, you're great. You got to call back again. Tons of fun. Love it. And everybody, we will continue your calls after the break. 1-800-848-9222. But first, support our heroes.
The Rita Cosby Show presents Support Our Heroes.
And this is the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Support Our Hero segment with a powerful story from Columbus, Ohio, where a World War II veteran, Jim Irrisman, he is 99 years old, from Farmersville, was honored at the Ohio Senate. And the veteran will celebrate his 100th birthday, get this, how appropriate, on Thanksgiving Day. He donned his Army uniform on the Senate floor, and he was a bazooka specialist in the 4th Battalion of the 30th Infantry Division in Europe in the Battle of the Bulge in 1945. He suffered a gunshot wound to the leg forcing him to lie in a ditch and await evacuation from another unit. He was later honorably discharged from the service, and he was awarded a Purple Heart, which rounds out really a collection of many, many military honors that he received during his incredible career. And as many of you guys know, my father was a prisoner of war, and a number of the guys from the Battle of the Bulge were marched into my father's camp. And so this is a very, very beautiful, powerful story to me, and how bravo to be able to honor this great veteran who is soon going to be 100 years old this Thursday, Jim Erisman of Farmersville, Ohio. Bravo to him, and of course, all of our members of the Greatest Generation. And everybody help America to never, ever forget. All you have to do is just donate $11 a month to the great Tunnel to Towers Foundation. It is the perfect way to give back this holiday season. I can't think of a better way than doing this and honoring America's heroes and their families. So check out the incredible Tunnel to Towers Foundation. They are at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
How do I do it all during the holidays? 4 words. Shipped same day delivery. With Shipped, I can order groceries from Albertsons, decor from Michael's, even gifts for my furry friend from PetSmart. Plus, my personal shopper brings everything I need that same day. That makes it a breeze to decorate, get my shopping done, and make time for all the holiday parties. Do it all this holiday season with Shipped. Download the app or visit Shipped.com. That's SHIPT.com.
Ford was built on the belief that the world doesn't get to decide what you're capable of. You do. So ask yourself, can you or can't you? Can you load up a Ford F-150 and build your dream with sweat and steel? Can you chase thrills and conquer curves in a Mustang? Can you take a Bronco to where the map ends and adventure begins? Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Ready, set, Ford.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana lets you buy your next car on your terms. Explore a massive inventory online, filter for what matters, and find your perfect match. Then choose delivery to your home or pick it up at one of Carvana's iconic car vending machines. Every car also comes with a 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can make sure it's the right fit. Buy your car on Carvana. Delivery or pickup fees may apply. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Carvana. Hi, I'm Jim. I'm not an actor, just a guy living with prostate cancer. My wife and I face each day head on. We asked my doctor about Xtandi enzalutamide.
Xtandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache.
Visit Xtandi.com to watch my story.
It's the Rita Cosby Show.
And again, just a little bit ago, a Clinton-appointed judge dismisses cases against ex-FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Tish James. Let's go to Alan Yonkers on line 2. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, Rita, thanks for my call. James Comey originally was from my neighborhood where I live now. He's been out of the neighborhood for a long time, but he lived right near me.
Wait, Al, is that the beach with all the nice little shells that's at 8647, or is that somewhere else? Al, you there? Al, we lost you. Call us back, Al. We lost you. We lost you there, my friend. Let's go to Joaquin on line 1. We just lost Al. Maybe James Comey was listening. You never know.
Yeah. Maybe,
anyway,
maybe
no, we got to break into that conversation. Go ahead.
All right, it's funny that you just said James Comey. I'm actually getting kind of tired of this high road that we keep taking, and I got to be on the same page with Michael and Robert as far as the meeting with Mandani went. But as far as Comey goes in the DOJ, I wish the DOJ would get its act together and get all its ducks in a row and leave no loopholes. And then finally do to them what they were doing to us, because the DOJ struck terror under Biden into the average American's heart when they went out and they went after American citizens like the J6ers, like Pastor Mark Hoke, and many other types of people. And people who were very outspoken also, too, had worries in the back of their minds that they might come after them.
Yeah, no, you're great points, Joaquin. And for James Comey to say that he believes in an independent federal judiciary when, boy, was it politicized under Joe Biden, and especially involving this guy, that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Thanks for listening to The Rita Cosby Show. You can hear The Rita Cosby Show weeknights at 10 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?